Welcome, welcome. I'm going to try this time and make sure that I don't have my Archon stand right in the middle of my forehead, which I noticed after looking at my video last week was right there. Not very attractive, I would say. Let me have a look. I'm just going to see if I can find this on my tablet. Of course, this is a very important time here in New Zealand. It's a rugby game time. Hi, Gina, how are you? Welcome. Let's have a look. Okay. I've just got back. I've just had a lovely mini breakaway. We went up north. It's only about an hour and 3/4 away up north to Whangarei. Beautiful. I have been there years ago, and we just popped up there, myself, my daughter, her husband, my granddaughter, and we met my step-granddaughter up there. It was a lovely little break. We really enjoyed it. Lovely little bushwalks and the waterfalls and things like that. It was really nice, really good weather, so very blessed. So just got back, just getting organised, and lovely to have you here. So today, I'm fine. That's wonderful. I'm doing well. I was just saying, it's actually really, it was only one night to get away, but sometimes it makes such a difference to get away for one night. Florida, I hope that rain stopped in Florida. Last week it was pouring down, you were saying, and funny, you don't really have images of Florida with pouring rain. So yes, I hope it's stopped. Right, let's get on. I hope everyone is well. I know here in New Zealand, we're very blessed. We feel very secure in the knowledge that we don't have no cases at all, and we feel like we're in a bit of a cocoon now. But we do worry so much about everyone else in other countries that are still really, really struggling. It must be so hard to have that looming over you all the time and worrying about it. So I really do hope everyone out there is keeping safe, and that all yourself and your family and everyone that you know, friends, etc., are all good, well and happy. So just still thinking of everyone. So today I wanted to talk about the Forever Greenery Suite. So I will flip you over. Nothing exciting to look out of the window today, sorry. So no loose goats and no rain. So I will just turn that over, and hopefully I didn't video any of that with that thing in my forehead, my stand, for you to be looking at. Okay, now make sure we're straight. Yeah, so I'm going to pop that over there. And so, that's wonderful. Still more cases here in Canada. Yeah, it's so hard, isn't it? It's really, really hard. I guess for us, we're lucky. We only have 5 million people in our country, so it is a smaller area to be able to contain something like that. And we are an island, so we are quite isolated. So very blessed in that way. But yeah, we still haven't forgot everyone else, that's for sure. But yes, the Forever Greenery. I must admit, when I first saw this suite, I thought, no, it was one of the ones I thought, yes, I like it, but I'll get something ahead of that. And then I saw some cards, as you do, and these enabled me completely, because I ended up getting it and I absolutely love it. The stamps just stamp so beautifully, and I've used it a lot. So I'm really, really pleased I got it. It is on page 109 of the catalogue, and it comes with beautiful, beautiful shades of green. Garden green, pear pizzazz, just jade, pretty peacock, which I love, shaded spruce, and soft sea foam. So today I'm really not going to be using much, oh no, I can see something I've forgotten already, that's all right, much of the die cuts and things like that, but it does come with beautiful papers, die cuts, etc. But today we'll basically be using the stamps. So I have just used, now this blue in the background is actually, now I found this by accident it's actually Pretty Peacock. So when you use it, it watercolors in this stunning blue, which I created the background on this card with. So isn't that amazing? It's just really lovely blue, and that's it stamped there. So it is a sort of a greeny blue, but this is just a really lovely blue when you use it to watercolor. So this is the card that we'll be making today. It's nice and straightforward, but I think it's quite effective. And I did make this for a team swap, and I was really pleased with it actually. So let's get started. So I have my Whisper White basic Whisper White cardstock, and it is 14 by 8 by 10.5, and then I have the Pretty Peacock matte at 10 and 14.3, and then I've done this as the shimmery white, which is 9 and a, no actually it's a bit, I'll measure it for you just to make sure. Sorry, I know some of you do inches, but yes, I'm not quite sure what inches are. Actually, I'm not even quite sure. I get very confused with all this 5/8, 7/8 and stuff, I must admit. I guess it's just what you get used to, isn't it? So this is 9 point, I've got Pear Pizzazz and a very, very skinny mat. I just wanted a very skinny mat, and that is at 9.3 by 13.3, and then I've just added the shimmer white at 9 by 13. So just very, yeah, lovely restful colours, aren't they? I just, yeah, it was just the watercolour of the Pretty Peacock that I was really blown away with, I must admit. So I really wanted to keep that highlighted. Anyway, so enough about that. Let's get going. So that's the matte, as I say, the thick Whisper White, and then I will glue on the Pretty Peacock. I do love this Pretty Peacock as green as well. It's just, yeah, I do like green. Pink, I love pink, and I love green. Mind you, I love turquoise as well. If someone was to say what was my favourite colour, yeah, it's hard pushed. I always go, well, I love Magenta Pink. I love that bluey pink colour, I must admit, just generally. And then I say, well, I like green as well, and then I like blue as well. So, yeah. One of those undecided people, I must admit. I suppose I could say I just like colour. Okay, so this is the Pear Pizzazz, and that's just, put that on there. So all I did to watercolour this is, where is this? So I've got my Pretty Peacock, and you can either drip some of the ink into there if you're not happy with squeezing, but I often just squeeze this down. Sometimes it doesn't seem to work, and I will drip some colours in. And you don't need much. So I always start off with just running my pen over, just to give a little bit of wetness on the card. That really helps the ink to move when you put it on the paper. Hard to choose one favourite colour. Yeah, you're with me, Gina. I'm just, yeah, hard pressed to pick one. So I'm just going to water this down a bit. So you just pull some of the colour down and give it a good water. And then all I've done is just run it down the card. The shimmer paper is brilliant. It acts like a watercolour paper where you can move the colour. It's not as thick as watercolour paper, and watercolour paper is much better if you're going to be doing more intense watercolouring, because the colours do move a lot better. But for this light blue background, I just thought this was perfect, and I do love the effect of this shimmery card, I must admit. So that will dry, obviously it will dry, and I have, of course, because we don't want to sit and watch paint dry, as they say, prepared one earlier. There we go. So it does curl a little bit, but once we put it on, it will flatten out. If it curls too much, what you can do is put it through one of those laminator machines, heats it up and flattens it out. But I generally find once I've glued it on or whatever, it's fine. Okay, I'm going to start off with Pear Pizzazz. And I'm going to start off with the larger leaf. Now I'll just show you the stamp set actually before we get started. So it has lots of different shaped leaves. And as I was saying, these stamp beautifully. It's not called a distinctive stamp set, but I absolutely love how these leaves stamp. They're all shaded and they're just fantastic, basically. I've just fallen in love with how these stamp, I must admit. And the DSP, I should have got the designer series paper. There is a page there full of ferns. I might grab it in a minute, which for me is so reminiscent of New Zealand because our bush is just full of these ferns. We have a lot of bush where on our property we have quite a few acres of what we call covenanted bush, which is bush that we choose to look after. We maintain it and we set traps for possums and everything. I'll put it through the Big Shot and that works. Oh, okay, cool. That's probably better in the sense that more people will have a Big Shot than a laminator. Okay, so that's I've just done it the same on both corners basically. So that's in the Pear Pizzazz. Now I'm going to do this. Now I'm not quite sure, this is like a leaf or a silver dollar or buds, but it's a lovely shape. It complements the other shapes really. Right, so that is in Pretty Peacock. And I'm just going to run that up the side, just making sure. I don't like, I must admit, I don't know about anybody else, I don't like things just floating, like ends of plants and things like that. I like to either have them off the page or resting on something, or I just kind of think you wouldn't have that generally in nature. So I prefer to try and have things, as I say, running off the page or sitting in a vase, something like that. Okay, pop those over there. And then the last one, this leaf. So these all really complement each other in the shapes that they are. Oh, I've got some dimensional backings caught on the back of that stamp. In my rush to get organised since I got back in the house. And this is in Garden Green. Must admit, it's not one of the greens I use a lot, but it's still nice. Okay, and the next thing, oops, oh dear. So this is what happens. I get ink on my thumb when I'm closing it, and then I'll go and pick up my paper and I'll wonder where the inks come from, and it's me. Right, okay, so I'm going to grab the Pretty Peacock again, and I am going to do, so it's very quick. The longest thing would be waiting for the watercolour to dry. Okay, so I've just popped that in the middle, but I am going to probably make that a bit shorter, and I'll show you how you can do that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run that in here to where I want it. Oh no, it's probably about right actually. Yeah. Now, I've just seen I haven't got my ribbon, so I'm just going to grab the ribbon and the paper. I knew when I rushed back in I would forget something. So I am using this ribbon here, which is the Pretty Peacock ribbon. And I just quickly grab this as well. This is the paper that even this is a bit, reminds me a little bit of our bush, but this one in particular, where is it? where is it? This one. This just reminds me so much of home, with the ferns, etc. on here. It's just, yeah, very much reminds me of our bush. Fantastic, that. So I'm yet to think of something to make with that, but I do want to do something more Kiwiana with that one, I must admit. Okay, so let's grab the ribbon. Actually, I'll just glue this on first. So I will put a little bit of extra glue on this. I usually try and keep the glue to a bit of a minimum, but I will put a little bit more on because it is a little bit bent, so I can make sure that it sticks down flat. It is beautiful, isn't it, Gina? Have you got this set? The Forever Greenery definitely is one to get. Okay, so I'm just going to turn it over to flatten it out. Oh, kia ora, Karen. Kia ora, Karen. Kia ora, Colette. I was just showing everyone this beautiful kiwi paper from the Forever Greenery set. Oh, now look what I've done. Oh, well, too busy. I don't know where the pink came from. I haven't even got pink. Never mind, I can sort that out later. That is very bizarre. Okay. But it's easily sorted. Okay. Now I'm just going to use, as I say, this lovely ribbon. So it's got like a linen in the middle and lacy, it does, doesn't it? The blue, it's just amazing. Don't know if you can hear my granddaughter. She's saying, "Where are you, animals?" She loves the animals. Right. Just going to cut it to about there. I love this actually as a little ribbon. It's quite hard to tie in a bow, I must admit, but it's absolutely beautiful using it. You can use it with paper, let me show you, as an edging. You can cut it down the middle and you can use it like an edging on your paper, which works really well. And also for something like this underneath your sentiment. Okay, so I'm going to just pop that. Actually, I'll do it on there. Put a bit of tape on there. Not on that side. And grab my, I must have left it over there. Right, so I hope everyone's having a lovely Sunday. It was down to rain all this weekend, I must admit, so I've been very blessed with actually quite fine weather. And just going to pop this on my ribbon. So I've stamped that also in Pretty Peacock, and I'll get that in the middle. So that just gives that lacy edge on there as well. And then I will just grab some so as I say, it's not I just really wanted to show you the watercolor color. So it's worth giving a go on some of these colors just to see what you get. You know, not always as you stamp them, I must admit. And pop that there. I'm just going to stamp also on the inside. And I would use this stamp also on the envelope. I like to stamp something on my envelope. Just when they see the card arrive with the envelope, there's a little bit of a teaser on the outside. And I might stamp this off for this one. And that also creates quite a different colour as well. You can tell that one that I've stamped there, which is a bit darker, and this one brings out more of the blues. Okay, last thing, of course, for me, always. I don't know where I put my, I thought it was here, but it's not. everything should be there. So I'll just use this. Some green. Always like to put a little bit of bling on my... Now I do actually think these might be the last of some colours that I have. I do apologise. These may be now on the retired list. And we do have other ones that are fabulous as well. But I thought I'd just use these up seeing as though they were right there. And of course that's going to... Now, you can see out of the corner of my eye, I have not covered my ink because this is something that I am prone to do, forget to do that, and then I end up, always end up putting something in it for sure. Okay. So sorry about using my scissors, wouldn't normally, but I don't want to get up and leave you again. So that's the card. So as I say, it's really even could be considered simple stamping, except for the fact you have the watercoloured background. But I did, yeah, as I say, I just wanted to show you that beautiful pretty peacock colour when it was watercoloured. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed. I hope you give that a go. And if anyone thinks so, or makes any other cards with this sheet, love to see them. Love to see it. And this other sheet actually of this is not Kiwiana, but it's beautiful. This particular DSP, that includes the little round. I'm not quite sure what they would be. Let me know if you have an idea. They're not flower buds, are they? They're like leaf buds, I guess, or just a different shaped leaf. Just shows how versatile and what a huge variety of leaves we do have. But anyway, hope you enjoyed. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thank you so much for popping in. You need this suite, yeah. You do need this suite. I must admit, you will not regret it. It is beautiful. And I really look forward to seeing you all again next week. Take care. Bye.